The following episode of Boyz Aloud contains sensitive, controversial content and is not intended to offend or provide unbiased information. Viewer discretion is advised.
Boyz Aloud, take 7.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen and ladies, welcome back to another episode of Boyz Aloud Season 2. You know, we back with the mandem. For the new viewers, you guys don't know who they are. Yeah, just go all the way to Season 1. Binge watch. Don't forget about your school. Forget about everything. Watch everything from the top. And then, you know what I'm saying, come back to this video. For all the returning viewers, we appreciate you. Thank you for coming back to this entertaining episode of Boyz Aloud Season 2. It's almost the end of the year, halfway through the year.
Halfway through the year.
Haven't
not even halfway through
it's
the
been,
year.
Yeah, not really.
Like,
Well,
not
it's
anymore.
August.
It's
now.
August, yeah.
So like 7 months in.
Yeah. How far have you
months in.
like how
8
far are you
months in, 8
to
months.
reaching your goals? Like you said for the beginning, the New Year resolutions, all of that. Have you reached them already?
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't know. I think
I'm actually writing my second list because I already
Another
finished
one.
the first one.
Oh, yeah.
yo, that's crazy.
I'm playing. No, I'm lying.
Going
But
for
I
lap
don't
two.
have much goals coming into this year. But the ones that I did have a few are like, I've accomplished a few though. I'm not like, oh yeah.
You said it?
Yeah, man, we're still chasing it, yo.
Still chasing.
Yeah, we're still chasing it.
I'm just trying to finish metric, bro. Get this year out of the way. It's been a battlefield, bro.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But you guys don't forget to like and subscribe.
and it's winter, but even though this winter is mid, bro. This winter gotta step up. I mean, the first days of this week, whenever you watch this, it's gonna be old anyway. Or cold. Like
Yeah.
Monday was cold, Tuesday was cold, but now it's like mid.
No, it's hard, yeah.
Now it's hot. So this winter's been disappointing. I haven't even experienced it because I'm at home. So this winter's really been mid. But don't forget to get, even though it's mid, don't forget to get the Policia merch. Get the Boyz Aloud hoodies. We're not representing, but he is representing Policia. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Support.
Booty, beanie, come on, bro.
You know, support the broski. Show some love. But besides that, have you been watching the Olympics? You know, it's Olympics time.
Olympics, man. You know, it's that year.
Yeah.
Watching sports, you know. Yeah.
Growing up, I used to be hyped. I used to be like, oh, it's the Olympics, bro. Because I had a dream.
Yeah.
Like in primary school, I was a football player.
Yeah.
Then I realized that got 2 left feet, so I can't play football. Then it was basketball.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I was convinced. If you ask my mom, bro, I was convinced I was making it to the NBA. No one could tell me anything, bro. I remember there was a time where I came back home from practice, and she was like, you know, I'm not gonna lie, you might not stop. I'm like, Mom, I'm not stopping because I'm gonna make it in the NBA. And then I stopped playing basketball.
I mean, it's not too late, man.
It's shy.
No, really, it's not too late, man.
It's shy.
Yeah, I guess. Like the
He's
people
not sure.
the people that are in the NBA now are my age, so
And you know, the
I don't
youngest
think
person
I'm gonna get.
I watched in the Olympics was 15, bro. And I'm like, damn.
The youngest person there.
That I saw.
Yeah.
There could be people younger. She was 15, she was skateboarding. I will mention that later in the episode as well, but she was skateboarding and I'm like, bro, she's from Brazil, I believe. And I'm like, bro, and Japan, there's another from Japan. I'm like, bro, 15. I was still building 90s, playing Fortnite, and you are here performing for your country.
Yeah, that's crazy actually.
That's crazy. But have you guys been watching it consistently or just there and there?
Yeah, I
I
have been
watch.
watching, you know,
What?
like gymnastics.
Yeah.
Yeah, the girls, they are pretty.
That's
And then-
do I blame you?
And I've been
I
watching
don't blame you.
basketball as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm still waiting for track.
Try.
Yeah.
That's towards the end.
And swimming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been watching. I don't really watch that much, but yeah, I do. I've been watching like basketball, also the 3v3s, by the bicycle, the swimming.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
I haven't necessarily sat down to watch, but I've been seeing clips there and there and there. And then it's been basketball and what's that one where they shoot? I don't know the name of it, but they have those those. Bro, I saw this.
I
Yeah,
know.
there was this one that I think she's from Japan, but she was so cold, had all the equipment and all of it. I'm like, damn, bro, this thing is
She was
killing-
cold because she looked good, ne?
that and the equipment she was using.
But was she able to use the thing? Was she
the
like winning?
pistol, yeah, she was cooking.
Because we don't know how they win, though.
Yeah, I don't know, but like she looked like she was doing a thing, bro. She was cooking, bro.
No,
But you watched the Olympics as scout.
No. Like, obviously, my sister likes watching gymnastics. So, obviously, I give her a chance.
That's where
And
you
then I'm
see.
like, oh, but it's interesting to watch, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The most baddies come
You
from
guys
Asia.
let us know in the comment section below what your favorite sport is watching on the Olympics.
Yeah.
And let us know which one is you think is actually a sport and which one you think isn't a sport. Because the other day I was watching it, I'm like, they made surfing a sport. I I was like, surfing, bro. Like, how's that? Like, how that? Like, that's not a sport. Like, what?
Yeah.
So like, I think I realized that they make whatever a sport these days, bro. But you guys should let us know what you think is actually a sport and what shouldn't be a sport in the comment section down below. But we can't go over the fact that they mocked Christianity in that opening ceremony. I know the whole world knows about it. You guys surely should know about it, and we're gonna speak about it here. Because this episode is surrounded by like religion, I guess, in a way, and that's what we'll be tackling. So sit back and enjoy.
Yeah, we are Christians.
And did you guys see that opening ceremony?
Yeah, we did see it. Normally, like when it comes to like stuff like the games, I like watching the opening ceremony, but that one was a bit sus. It's just that in my mind, I was like, you know what, they know what they're doing. But like while I was watching, I was like, I'm not actually enjoying this opening ceremony.
It's uncomfortable, you know.
Yeah,
for me, it was just way long. For me, it was mad long.
It was way long. A lot of boats and people on the boats like waving. And I'm like, is that all we want to see? And then until I saw like people were dancing, I'm like, oh, so people are dancing on this.
On the table.
And to me, I was like, okay, I'm not comfortable, but I was not offended.
Yeah.
And then obviously until like the internet woke up.
Wait, and can I be honest about when they were like, it was mocking the whole thing? I watched the ceremony at home with my family. And I didn't think about the last supper. I didn't notice. Exactly, I didn't notice until I went on TikTok, and when you go on Twitter, and they're like, hey,
but
the Olympics have found comfort in mocking Christianity. Whoop-de-whoop. They had they were representing the LGBTQI people, whatever. And I only noticed after, but while watching it, I never saw it.
Also me while
but
watching.
you guys did also feel uncomfortable to a certain extent. I come from like a black family, right? So whenever we watch TV, when I was younger, and there's like a sex scene or someone kissing, my parents would jump, dash towards the remote and switch it off. You know what I'm saying? But now, I didn't watch it with them, but I realized like when there's something uncomfortable on TV, we no longer have that reaction of just jumping and switching it off. So it's kind of interesting for me. But the reason why it was not offensive, but the reason why for me it was like, damn, bro, this world is actually cooked. Because for me, the Last Supper, I'm gonna go into what they think. You know, the Olympics apologizing, not Olympics, but the spokesperson and the director's thoughts and all of that later. But for me, the reason why I thought it was offensive, because me personally, the Last Supper, as you all know, the last meal Jesus had with the disciples, and he also did, I think it's from Matthew chapter 21. Please correct me. I'm not a pastor, but it's from there. You can also find it in Luke. But anyway, it's the last meal, and then also that he predicts that Judas is gonna betray him, right? But anyway. So for me, it's like, bro, it's so sentimental because it's the last moment. Like before he took away, he paid the price that we couldn't pay, you know? So for you to mark that, bro, or for you to do something, that's, even though you don't believe in the religion, like still have respect for it. You know, I know there's people that don't believe in Christianity, there's atheists, but I have respect for some things. It's like for me coming in your house and like sitting or disrespecting your property. I may not believe the same thing, or coming in your house and I have a cap. I may believe something else is different, but as a thing of respect, I might take off my cap. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's a thing of, they don't have respect, in my opinion, for other religions, you know?
This would say other, let's say they don't have respect for Christianity.
Yeah, for Christianity as the main targets.
Yeah.
And there's 2.38 billion, if I pronounce it correctly, Christians, right?
Yeah.
And they know, like, wait, let me pull up my phone, right? The what's her name? Her name is Annette the Scampus. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I apologize, right? She was the Paris 2024 spokesperson. And she said her aim for the whole thing was to celebrate community tolerance, right? So now when you say celebrate community tolerance, what do you mean? Because you know that there's Christians who are not gonna, vouch for that. So what type of tolerance are you talking about? Are you talking about the tolerance of the LGBTQ community? Because I know that there are some Christians who are against that, but most of the Christians that I surround myself with, we don't necessarily step on their toes. We acknowledge their existence. We just, of course, just coexist. We're just allowed to do your own thing. We do our own thing. But to say that the aim was to promote community tolerance, for me, that's like such a bad excuse, in my opinion. That's like really terrible from their part. So a lot of people are boycotting the Olympics. Christians, are you guys gonna follow that route as well, in terms of like not watching it because you feel like, nah, you guys violated us, I'm not gonna watch, I'm not gonna support? Or
I mean, like these obviously we're still gonna watch the Olympics. I mean, we have athletes from South Africa that are, in the Olympics, and it's fair enough to support.
Yeah.
It is like, now that you had mentioned what you said, because I mean, there's some things that you said that I didn't know. And I would like, it becomes offensive and it's like disrespectful.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, did they actually know what they were doing, or was it like a mistake? So that's like another thing where we understand, did they actually mock Christianity deliberately?
Yeah.
You know? So yeah.
Yeah, because I know there's instances where people mock Christianity
Intentionally.
Yeah.
And I'll quote the person, Lil Nas X. I'm sure we all know him. He was promoting his song by mocking Christianity. He was dressed like Jesus. He was posting TikTok saying, I'm leaving my satanic ways behind and I'm gonna start following. But that was all just promotion for a song.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, it was getting millions of views, and a lot of reactions, a lot of like people reacting to it on YouTube, on TikTok, whatever. People making stitches of it and saying, oh, Lil Nas X, the satanic artist, is now turning to a Christian, all in promotion for a song. Then he did some point where he was carrying a cross, he was on a cross, he was dressed like Jesus, he was like doing a lot of things. I think there was one where he was like Moses and like, or something. But all that in hopes of promoting just a song. And a lot of Christians found that to be disrespectful. So there are many times when people with a lot of influence use Christianity just as a way to like get attention because they know they will.
And you know,
but then now with the Olympics, did they know they were doing it or not? Me personally, I think, but everyone knows what they're doing. I think it's intentional.
Yeah. And the thing is that, like, even when they apologize, it's like they know they were going to apologize. They know that
exactly. And I think sometimes they use Christianity and they use these things in a way to like make the Olympics bigger. Like now that it happened, now a lot of people are gonna watch them more now.
Surprisingly, they actually make this Olympics. They're losing money. Surprisingly,
they're losing money, or maybe the Christians are just not digging it.
Yeah, the rap article you guys should read. So one of the directors involved, he said that the scene is an interpretation of the Greek god Dionysus. Hope I'm pronouncing correctly, and the aim as well, there's two aims, surprisingly, is to make us aware of the absurdity of violence between human beings. However, right? Wait, did I read it correctly? Absurdity of violence between human beings, right? Cool. That's what he says, right? I read it correctly. But when you look at the Olympics charter, the 50th rule says that the Olympics does not allow you to promote any propaganda, political, religious, anything with that, right? So why are you allowing the opening ceremony to literally promote what you're going against? Exactly. For example, I want to talk about this is an old Olympics one, but in 1968, right? Yeah, we're talking about the old stories again. Yeah, the black athletes, right, who won the 200-meter race, they raised their fists, right, for black empowerment. And the consequences that they were removed immediately. And Americans, from my understanding, please correct me if I'm wrong, they weren't allowed to participate for 16 years for punishment of doing that. You know, so in the past, they were able to remove anything in the likes of that. And recently, one of the surfers for Brazil, before the Olympic ceremony, on his board, he had a picture of Jesus. Yeah, you know the story. I know that story. And they told him that, hey, bro, if you want to participate, you need to remove that, you know.
But also something happened back in 2016 with Neymar when they won the Olympics. No. I don't think it was 2016. Was it? But he had a headband on his head that said 100% Jesus, and they blurred it on TV.
And also, I think he went for the Champions League.
I was the Champions League or something. Yeah, so it was but I know it was Neymar though. He had it on his head, and they blurred it on live TV. It was blurred, but then on pictures and stuff, it showed that it said Jesus on it. So it's weird how in the world that we live in, especially when it comes to broadcasting live. They'll do everything in a way to like disrespect Christianity and publicly show it, happily show it. But then when someone is representing Christianity innocently, they'll blur it. It's like it's not allowed. It's like taboo. Like, why do you want to speak about God? Or why? Yeah, what are you trying to do?
It feels like this agenda is being pushed on us so much that we can't talk about Christianity, but we're allowing them to, you know, throw some jabs Christianity. We can throw some jabs. Now it's cool. Specifically, some people are upset on the internet, not me, are upset that of the involvement of LGBTQ community members, right? And how they feel like we as Christians push the agenda onto them. But for me, it's a thing of, bro, you can't be mad at all of them. Yeah, in the way of, it's not, you can't name pick. I mean, if you could name pick, I'm mad at you, yeah, but you can't say all of them, in my opinion. You can't just say that. The reason why I say you can't say all of them is because some of them also are Christians. You know, so it's a thing of it creates diversity within the religion as well, because within the religion, some Christians believe that now you can be gay and do all of that and still believe in God, and others believe like no, you can't do that. So it creates diversity as well. That also makes Christianity seem weak That's my point as well. The thing about Christianity as well that's so techie, from my understanding, there's like two parts of Christianity. So there's a group, there's part one. I'm just going to call it part one and part two. I don't know the name, but there is a name. So there's part one that believes that the Bible is the main like thing. That's our guide, right? And then part two believes that no, it's the church, right? So through the church, I think that kind of forms onto Catholics, from my understanding, but hence again, please correct me guys if I'm wrong. So with that as well, in my opinion, that also kind of makes it easy for other people to pick on it and kind of twist and turn. Because one thing about Christians, as we know, Christianity offers like a lot of freedom, you know, and it's a thing of that also, in my opinion, makes it not a weakness, it's a beautiful thing, but makes it easy to pick on, you know, to make it, to mock it, you know, that's what I'm trying to go for.
And that's why people won't take it seriously, because even when you look at Christianity, as much as there's freedom, people can be free to say that, okay, this part of this Christianity, I don't agree with.
Yeah,
right.
That's the thing.
And they have the freedom to do so, because I mean, like you said, like it's more freedom. And then that's where there's kind of like this orientation of us not understanding what Christianity is, because people choose what they want to believe in Christianity. And that's why you'll find that in relation to other religions, it's not easy to mock other religions, because they are just strict on one
and there's
thing.
like a set structure
there's a set
in terms of how to follow Christianity, where sometimes you become a Christian believer, but there's so many different ways to believe in it. And that's another thing why people don't take Christianity serious, or some people just look at Christianity, or they look at believers of Christianity as like, look at these fools.
There's a word for it.
Because it's a thing of like, Christians,
that's true.
You believe your God says no gays, for instance. But then there are gay Christians who still be saved. How? How?
And the thing is, it's so difficult.
Because it's a thing of like, okay, sharp dog, and like, no offense, this is all my opinion, obviously, like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, how, bro? How? That's why it's so easy to just twist and turn Christianity, or to just mock it on live games, because it's like the people who believe in this thing, like, are they delusional in a way? Like, you really believe in this, because it's like you believe in one thing, but it's like you're allowed to do things against it, and stuff like that, you know. So it's kind of confusing.
You agree with this factor of Christianity? Now you'll be like, nah.
The same Bible that says do not commit sexual acts with one another, the same gender, same Bible that says love your neighbor as much as you love yourself. So it's like, yo, what am I supposed to do? You know?
It's a bit
and
confusing.
Even for us, myself, bro, I can't even answer that question. Hence, I don't have a problem with LGBTQ members who are Christians, but because I believe at the end of the day, God is the decider. Same way how it says, for those who haven't heard about the gospel, God will decide. You know, we don't know how we can answer for those, but I think it's wrong for priests and pastors to say that, hey, nah, I think this, you can't do that, because where in the Bible, you know, it's like kind of contradicts itself, you know, and it finds difficult to preach it. For me, that's why I'm just gonna bunch of a little bit. That's why I don't necessarily, I'm a Christian, but I don't go too heavy on preaching it, because even myself, these days where I don't understand, or I find myself, it lowers my faith, because at one point it says this, another point it doesn't say that. Hence, I just prefer to follow the commandments and have faith and believe in Jesus Christ as Lord, and try and call it a day there. You know what I'm saying? Because that, for me, it makes sense, you know. But for another person in England or in America can say, nah, but you're not following the word. Can you see? We have this diversity within the religion, you know?
Me personally, for me, when it goes into Christianity, for me, and like how I just choose to go about it as being a Christian, is that like, me, I'm the type of, let's say, Christian, I follow it exactly how it should be, and which is the most hard way, by the way. You can't do this, sometimes you can't do that, you can't listen to this music, whatever. Like, that's how I choose to follow Christianity. Whatever else the world says, and like, obviously I fail at a lot of things. I'm not even saying I'm a perfect Christian, I'm far from that.
No one is.
But yeah, you know, and then I follow it like that, sharp. Whatever the world says, all these other things that like make Christianity seem weak or seem less than of a religion, may I block out that noise. I just follow it as of how I'm supposed to, as how Jesus said we all Christians should. Now, whether I feel at that or whether I'm doing good at that, that's already there. That's up to me, because I believe in this faith.
You know, sometimes you choose where you want to gather. You know where your reference is.
But I like what you said. It's up to you.
It's up to you,
because you know, in my house, when I mention this story, I'm not trying to slander my mom. You know, my mom, one of the reasons why I have such a great faith in Christianity, there was a point where I was going to church so much and all of that, right? And it's just like, hey, you're only a teenager. You're not an usher. calm her down, but I didn't listen to her because a lot of people behind this Christianity thing with their pastor, their family members and all of that. No, bro, it's a solo journey with you. So if you feel like you're not doing enough in terms of your relationship with God, then you put in effort. Don't allow for your mom to say yes or no. No, bro, you're going to do your own thing. But hence I say you make that decision for yourself, bro. So I like what Willie said, that he follows the word and he lives it according to your understanding. So I think that's beautiful, bro. Because in that way, if your parents or someone you love or to tell you now you're doing too much, then you already know within yourself you're not going to listen to them. You're going to listen to the word. And I think that's perfect, bro, in my opinion.
But the thing is that, like, we also need to understand, where do people actually get the word? Because you'll find that,
what's their source of the word?
What's their source? Because it's all about reference at the end of the day.
Yeah.
As much as you can say it's up to you, the important part is, where did you get the source for you to believe?
Yeah,
this is what you want to take. That is entirely up to you. Because the problem is, you have a lot of pastors who preach whatever. We don't know if it's true just because they are a pastor. Yes, we believe. That's another thing. We sometimes get to question because we took this thing of like, no, pastors, what they say is it's correct. And that's why it's very important to understand, what is people's reference? That's the problem. Because now, any other Christian who just goes to church, you'll just believe that they are a better Christian because they go to church. And then you will think whatever they say is the best reference
because they go to church.
So now the problem is, I still think it is a bit of an issue for Christianity to have this diversity thing of the way you go about. But we just need a point where, what is the right source? Where can people go to get the right words?
And that's the hard part as well.
Because also, with the source thing, he mentioned the pastors, but also the Bible. I once was watching something, and I was also this one time, my family members, I won't quote them exactly because I forgot who it was, but I know I was with family, and they were having this discussion of the Bible and how it's been in existence for a long time and has been changed in so many different languages and whatever. How do you know it's the pure words of Jesus, the pure words of Moses, the pure words of Matthew, the pure words of whoever? How do you know? How do you know? Because it's been dissected and it's been translated in so many different languages to English. And all these things, the New Testament, the Old Testament, all these things. And that's your source.
And another thing is that,
like, how do we know? Now I read the Bible, né? So obviously, like, I'm questioning myself as well.
Yeah, now
you understand? Now I'm questioning myself. But it's like, it's like the source, bro. Where does it begin?
But you know what? I think, for me personally, the reason why I don't really question that is because the fact that I can read the word and I can connect with it in terms of the Holy Spirit. Like the fact that there's still the Holy Spirit within me connecting, for me personally, that's what I'm saying, personally, I don't have to question that. But I do understand why the question
I mean, a lot of people will question it. Like me, myself, I like questioning a lot of things. Because it goes down to a point where, if a pastor cannot answer your question, they just say, have faith. That's like a power word. If they don't know how to answer your question,
faith is weak.
Your faith is weak. Have faith.
Believe. And then
you'll be fine. But they don't know how to answer your question.
My mom told me that actually when I was younger. Because when I was younger, I had a struggle believing in God when I was like way young. And she told me, people that question God, who just spend time to question God, go back, they are crazy because they end up running in circles. And now that I'm older, even if you can try to sit down, like there's not enough evidence, so you just keep on running. It's like you're chasing your own tail. So that's why it's so much better just it is what it is. This kind of laws.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, because I think the questioning comes to what people say. We listen too much to people, bro. Like, that's why the source is very important. Because people can say this, right? And you like, okay, I get what you're saying, but I don't believe in that. So now the problem why people would go and ask too many questions is because there's too many information everywhere. So now it's not even about questioning God, but it's about finding what the right word is. You understand? But like, so it's not even you know you can believe in God even without church, to be honest. Right? You don't even have to look for questions, and you don't have to question God, but it's like, now, if the pastor is gonna say this, where is he getting that information from? Because now this is where pastors now, like, okay, obviously I don't want to bash pastors or whatever, but this is where they now, I don't want to say lie, but they deceive people. You understand? And telling them wrong information for their own benefit, just because they are a pastor.
I think I want to go there, but I just want to also like go off topic. I apologize. See, when you mentioned the right word, right? And one thing I've learned this year is that, bro, I'm not a Christian. I mustn't be a type of Christian me personally, that the word Isaiah 41 verse 10 makes sense to me now because I'm in tough times, I'm in the struggle. Like the whole Bible must apply to me daily. Like I shouldn't choose when the Bible applies to my life, when the word of God applies to my life. Because the right word, you're of course going to choose based on the season that you're in, based on the challenges you're currently experiencing. And we shouldn't allow that to affect the whole Bible, you know? And the thing of, sorry, I'm getting dehydrated. You also can't, you can't, so you don't, I mean, God doesn't serve you. Like, God is not your genie. God is not your genie. You don't call him, hey, God, please, I'm writing prelims in 2 weeks. I need you. And you leave. No. Because that's where people kind of mess it up. You are serving God in a way of, not to kind of make it look like he doesn't need you. It's just a thing of, just look at the relationship aspect. You are serving God and you can't always rely on him when it best suits you. During the times that it doesn't suit you, you need to be there. During the times that suit you, you need to be there. Consistency. Because it does say in the Bible, okay, I don't know what verse, but it's better to be hot than cold than lukewarm. And a lot of us Christians are lukewarm. Even myself, bro, I can tend to be lukewarm. Even though I go to church, even though I do that, it happens. It's just reminding yourself that what am I, but you the why, you know, having the why for yourself. But I just wanted to quickly talk about that because you mentioned the right word.
Yeah.
Another reason why I think Christians are not mocked, but targeted so much. I just want to look at, Walila mentioned Lil Nas X, right? So when I was in grade 7, this is when Lil Nas X released his first song, Old Time Road. I'm not sure if you remember, right? That guitar. He released that in 2019. And bro, I'm not gonna lie, in 2019, I was listening to Lil Nas X, bro, every single day. It was Old Time Road, it was Hey Panini, it was Rodeo. I don't know, bro. I was listening to him a lot. And then he released a song where he announced he's gonna be gay, right? And then I stopped, right? Not because of that, but it just kind of like, you know, for me personally. And then one thing I realized the other day is that the reason why I think Lil Nas X is a plant, right? Is an industry plant, is because he was introduced to attack a specific age group, and that's youth. Lil Nas X came into partnership with Fortnite, and Fortnite is also a big thing now. If you have a child, you know, and they're a teenager, you know Fortnite is a thing. And the whole thing for me is like these people kind of attack the youth and make them confused so that it kind of makes it difficult for them to believe in a religion or faith. You know, a lot of people, like even myself, a lot of my peers, they was like, yo, bro, I was confused. And I asked myself, why are we so confused? It's because when you look at the main source of media, who was behind it, it's all a form of to confuse you.
I think it's controlled.
Controlled, like
media is
media.
controlled, yeah.
I don't think it's confused. I don't think it's to confuse. I think they know what agenda they want from
to mislead.
Yeah, mislead.
Yeah, it's mislead. Because if I look at Lil Nas X, he came out as a Christian, and then as a Christian, like, whoa, you're talking on the devil. What? The
Exactly.
heck? So now it's misleading. It's like, whoa. And it kind of makes me I'm become confused, you know?
You see, to answer the question of when you were saying people pray to God as like a genie and they wish to make things happen. Like they wish God to just make things happen, or Jesus to make things happen just miraculously, just like that, man. I think the problem with that, and one spoke about it with the episode with Speedy, is that people pray, and I always say, you see how you view God, how you see God, will always determine how you pray, how you go to God daily or monthly or whatever. Like the way you see God in your head, the way you picture him. No, picture. I don't want to say him because I don't want to.
We don't know.
Yeah, I don't know necessarily. But the way you picture God in your mind determines a lot about the way you're just gonna interact with God, the way you're just gonna go to God and such things. Because I've met a lot of people and they view God as in like a human figure.
Yeah.
Most people in their head, no, I'm saying like, you see,
that's a very good
question. You see, that's the thing though. That's the thing. Because it's like, we see when we say God, we say Jesus. So when people think they pray to God, they pray to Jesus.
Yeah.
And they think, that's why because Jesus was the human form of God, they think if I pray for something to happen, because this person was like a human, they should reason like a human, they'll make it happen because they know how much I need it.
Yeah.
But that idea of God in your head leads to a lot of
confusion.
Lukewarm people.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, okay, I keep praying, but nothing's happening. But surely, like, isn't this person like a human? Like, surely he should understand.
Yeah.
Right? Because you as a human too.
Yeah.
But it's that understanding. And like, don't take whatever people say about God. But in my opinion, I think you should take this. Stop viewing God as like a human being. Nah? Stop viewing God as like a human being that will make things happen. Because in my life, the way I view him, I don't see God as a human. I don't see God with arms and legs and a brain and eyes. God is just life itself.
Yeah.
That's how I view it. Nah? Almost like in a vacuum, and that vacuum is God. Right? In its essence.
Yeah.
That's how I view it.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to view God. I want to tell people, nah, God can reason the way you want God to reason with you. Because if he did, if we prayed for people, God, please don't kill this person, surely then God would happen, but things happen and they don't make sense. Because the way we view God and the way God really works is not the same. You understand?
Yeah.
So I think that's what leads to that lukewarm.
The genie thing.
Yeah, that whole genie thing. Because a lot of people think God is like that, and realistically, the way God works and the way we think he is two different things. You understand?
I think, my bad, I think the misconception...
Sorry to tell you, but like we were made in his image. That's another confusion because that's what we know.
We're made in his image, but like...
But that doesn't...
But that doesn't mean he looked like this. You understand?
Okay, that's what you understand.
Yeah, that's my understanding of it.
But that's the issue, is that like we were made in his image. That's what people would automatically think he is of a human figure. So I don't think we can blame people for automatically thinking that God is a human figure because we were made in his image. Because what other image?
But for me,
You see, exactly.
No, you see, it's confusing.
So now we look like him, but we don't.
But we don't look like him. You understand?
But you see, like, I think that's the whole confusion. Is that a lot of people, a lot of Christians, a lot of people who were Christians or change their faith, is a thing of like, you just think God is like you, bro. You think God is some person who is probably a white man with the long hair, wears a robe and slippers, and has some deep voice with a long beard. You have that picture of God in your head. But really, like, I don't think that's true. Yeah. I really don't think that's true. You understand?
For me,
because people having that depiction of God in their head will literally result to them thinking you can pray to him and anything will happen just because he's like you. That's the thing.
But like, wait, what do you mean that anything will happen? Because
I mean,
is that thing of like praying like God, please, I'm gonna go write a paper today. Please write that paper with me. It's like,
but
that's
okay,
it's like,
but like I think in my opinion,
it's like you can pray for that. You understand? But it's like, that's not how it works, really.
That's not how it should work.
Yeah, you understand?
But I think my point with that, right, is that's where the church comes in, because that's what people hear in church. You understand? Is that you pray. When you go there, you pray. Like you said, when you serve, right? Yeah. People think that, no, it's all about asking God. No, it's not about asking God. It's about serving him. Whether it's your good days or your bad days.
Exactly.
You always serve, right?
And that asking aspect comes in because of how they see God. You think God is like you, so you think you just ask him, God, do this and help me. Yeah. God, do this and help me. Look, that's what I'm saying. The way he works, the way he works and the way we see him.
No, but like, wait, hold on. Now, this I hear you now, but to a certain extent, I disagree with both of you, right? Okay. And this is my opinion in terms of whatever we do, there's nothing that can change God's will. First of all, that's my belief. Nothing. I can't change God's will for me, right? It says in Jeremiah 11, for I know the plans I have for you. I want to know those plans, but I don't know those plans. And there's a reality that those plans may not be what I wish for my life, for my loved ones and all of that, right? In terms of God being me, or in terms of the image, God knows me better than I know myself, right? And how I visualize it, even Jesus refers to the Father, right? And now I put it in a ratio of, it's a thing. He says also in the Bible, you cannot access God or the Father without accessing me through, accessing me first.
Me first, yeah.
Yeah, like that. I know I butchered the saying, I apologize.
But I know it, yeah.
So in that, it shows that, okay, I need to have faith, believe that Jesus Christ is Lord, accept him as my Lord and Savior, right? Have a relationship with him, then have access to the Father. And it's not an access like a key that, hey, Jesus can have access to the Father. No, I don't believe in it like that. Once you've accepted Jesus Christ, then I do think you have a relationship, you've built it, right? So in terms of you, Willie, when you said, sorry for saying you, when you spoke about it, I was thinking of...
That's okay.
I don't know how I did that. God, be with me as I write my exam.
Yeah.
I do think you can do that. But for you to expect to pass, knowing that you didn't put the effort, exactly. You can't do that.
Exactly.
But you're fine. But like my question is this, is that what is the effort? Is the effort to study or just loving people the way God does? Then God will place you with a good mark.
No,
what
to
is
study. To study.
It's like faith comes with good works.
Bro, as a Christian, we're not supposed to live by sight. We live by faith. So if I'm the one who says, God, show me ways, show me that I'm going in the right direction, you can't expect God to do that, bro. Like, show me that I'm going in the right way. Show me that Boyz Aloud is the right thing now. No, you're living by faith. God tests your faith.
And that's the problem. That's why I'm saying, I think, now, in my opinion, that's where we have lost most Christians.
I think so too.
Is because
the faith,
the way they view God, they view him in this human-like figure that you can just ask and he'll answer, which is not the case. That's what I'm saying. The way God works and the way God really is two different things. You understand?
Yeah.
Because now a lot of people think we can just ask and we'll get an answer. We can just ask and we'll get the we'll get the rewards.
Yeah.
But that's not how it works.
Sometimes
it's more of a serving thing.
But that's what it's told.
Also, let's not be arrogant. Sometimes no is an answer. Sometimes wait is an answer. Yes doesn't have to be an answer.
Yeah, we understand that.
God saying yes, the car you've been asking for, doesn't have to be yes all the time. You know, it doesn't have to suit your needs, as I said earlier.
Like you said, it's all about his will, what he has planned for you that you don't know. That makes sense. The problem is how people
perceive it.
Like that's why we're really saying that the problem is that people think God is like a human figure where like you ask him for this, you're gonna get it. But that's what is told to us. Because you'll find that like even they say serve the Lord and do all of this, right? They'll say, okay, give. In order for you to give, you'll get blessings. Right? For me, I don't necessarily believe in that because I just say give from the goodness of your heart. And then you'll receive something that really deserves you. But now there are people out there who run by that code saying that give and you'll receive blessings, and they just give because that's all they understand. But they don't know the context behind that message. You see, that's the problem. And that's where we get down to people. Now we actually question what religion is now, right? But before we get there, that's where we get down to people not understanding what Christianity means, and people just devoting themselves to the church only, you know, because they say, okay, this is how you serve the Lord.
Because there's some form of guidance in the church. There's some form of
guidance in the church. Telling you, this is how you serve the Lord. You understand? And that's where people lose it in a way.
Look, for me, the most important thing I want to go back to, we spoke about it, is your source. What is your source? The type of church you go to. Some of you, it's rude for me to say some of you, but don't go. It's very rude for me to say some of you. I apologize.
Not anyone.
Not anyone.
Yeah.
Look, I used to go to a church where it was happy days. Oh, God has good things for you. God's plan shall prosper for you. Good things. I was like, this is the church for me, right? And then I realized that, bro, we also need to understand that part of Christianity is that we are here for a mission or purpose to spread the gospel of God. And there are darker days coming. As it said in the Bible, countries will go against war, blasphemous antichrist will be more visible. And then I went to a church. Now in my adulthood, some days, some services about the goodness of God, faith. The other services are rather tell you that, hey, bro, things are going to happen, right? Bad days are going to come. Antichrist is going to come. And your role as the Christian is to spread the word of God. And my understanding of that is because it's given me the ability now to focus on the Bible, because it's based on the Bible. The Bible tells you, if you read your Revelations, you know, you go back, that these things are going to happen. So now, as I said, your source is important, because if the only source you're receiving is happy days, God's for you, not against you, you're being lied to, because that's not the truth. Yes, God is for you, right? But then what happens is that when you pray for something and it doesn't happen, is God all of a sudden against you? No, he's not. So that's why I say your source is really important. People like that understanding. That's why I say your source is very important. Because people want
that instant response from God, which you won't have it.
That's why I said,
and that's why I'm saying, you see, the way they see him,
God doesn't serve you.
I think that's the problem.
You serve God. The way people see him, that's what I'm saying. That's the only problem. The way you see him, because if you see him, if you think God is exactly like you, he'll reason like you, he looks exactly like you, that will lead to all those misunderstandings. You understand? Because now, let's be honest, bro.
Yeah.
Me and you, we're humans. You speak to other humans. You don't look at another human and say, "Man, I serve this person." You look at, when you speak to that person, you ask them for something, you expect them to do something for you. That's how people view God. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like now,
that's a good analogy.
Exactly. You understand? So when you're speaking to someone, bro, you even, like, let's say even a pastor or your parents or something, you ask them something, but you don't serve that person. You're just asking them, and you want a response, or you want the gift, or you want whatever you want. Now the problem is that people view God in that light as well. And that's not the case. You understand? That's how all those misunderstandings come into play.
Facts.
In my opinion. You feel me? So like, that's what I was just trying to highlight. That, like, guys, I believe, like, don't really take too much of people's opinions when it comes to religion and faith, because it's a you journey. It's like a solo journey.
Yeah.
That's what I truly believe. But if there's some form of advice I could give anyone,
Yeah.
in Christianity, in Christianity, is that please, on behalf of whatever I'm asking for.
Hey, you see that? Please listen.
Please listen. On behalf of,
I can see.
On behalf of whoever I'm asking for, please stop viewing. If there's one you could do, just stop viewing God as a human figure. Stop viewing God as like a person like you. Because one thing, we could be wrong or right about so many things when it comes to Christianity. But one thing that we are wrong about is thinking that God reasons like us. God is exactly like us. God thinks like us. God is like us. Because that's not entirely true. And that has led, in my opinion, to a lot of people misunderstanding Christianity. And in a sense, if we keep breaking it down, that has led to why it's so easily disrespected, so easily mocked, why there's so many pastors that can come and just switch the narrative and make themselves Jesus even. Because you have this thing of like, we're exactly like God. But that's not the case, in my opinion. So
I also just want to focus on Psalm 23. So in Psalm 23 it says, I'm not gonna say it bar for bar, but it's just about how God anoints our head with oil. So like he's a shepherd, right? And with the sheep. The reason why they do that, why shepherds actually anoint their sheep with oil is because like insects, right, get into their ears, right? And it drives them so crazy where they slam their head against the wall until they die. Because it drives them that crazy. And I like that verse so much, or that line so much, is because you need to allow God to anoint you. So that when he anoints you, it blesses you with the ability to block out the noise. The same way when the shepherd anoints the sheep with oil, it prevents the insects getting inside of the brain or the ears of the sheep. So if you can allow yourself to be anointed in the word of God, the Bible, try spend time with it, try get yourself into a good church, and then it'll be easier for you to block your ears from the noise of this world, the Olympics, whatever it may be, so that you can be a better Christian and a better life role performer. What am I talking about? Like life dynamics, like better mom, better son, so you can just fulfill that whole orbital thing. But to drift off into the church, inside the church, how do you guys more or less feel about tithing? Because growing up, I remember my mom told me a story at the beginning. My dad was a little bit like, but then when my memories, like always when we went to church, before we left the car, my dad was the one making sure we had. So when she told me that story, I was like, really? I didn't know that. But for me now, on my own, like before...
Wait, explain what tithing is, because some people might not know.
It's kind of tricky, right? Because I know that at the end of the service, I don't know the verse, but I know there is a verse. You put not a lot of... Yeah, you see, it's so tricky because it's not a lot of money, but it's based on what you can earn.
10% of what you make.
Yeah.
Like something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, we do know of one tithing where like you contribute 10% of what you earn.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess...
I don't believe in that.
You don't believe in 10% of your income to the church?
Yeah, just contribute what you can.
Yeah.
Contribute what you want to contribute. I don't agree. And I just advise no one to not contribute 10%. Like, just contribute what you're willing to contribute. Contribute what you have, because if you don't have anything, people will say, this is my last 10 rand, right? And I'm not saying you're stupid, but think of it in this sense. If you have 10 rand and you're going back home to nothing, and you're going to keep that 10 rand away, come on.
It kind of reminds me of the story in the Bible. I don't know which one it is.
That's the problem. And people,
everyone's getting fed up.
Like people, no, I'm not getting fed up. But like most Christians have that mindset, right? It's like, okay, this is what I have, I'll give.
Yeah.
And when I'll give, I'll receive. But then you're still gonna go home and struggle. The kids are not gonna understand what you just did. You get what I'm saying? So like,
yeah, I think I do agree. You can place some logic into it. I mean, it kind of reminds me of such a story like how, Jesus fed I think 5,000 to 7,000 with the little resources that he had.
Yeah.
But it also kind of reminds me of the story where the lady in the church was offering like a little money. I don't know, she was offering all she had. Yeah. But then God found more appreciation in that lady. I mean, Jesus, found appreciation in that lady than the others who were donating hundreds. It's because it shows like the act of sacrificing whatever you have, not all of it, but the act of putting a little bit of effort or money into it. And for me, even if I sometimes doubt, right? But look, the church, there's people who serve there. The church needs to be maintained. The church needs to, still like
Yeah, but I think that's like a church
Work.
business, because like in like Christianity, why does it have to be materialistic things that you must contribute?
what, like money.
Yeah, like money or whatever you have, sell your car to contribute.
But
Why,
like,
why
yeah,
doesn't
but
it have to?
the
why
thing
does-
is, why? For me, where does it say in the Bible you must sell your car? That's why I don't understand why people are selling their car.
Yeah, but now it's not about people and it's not about that.
It's about pastors pushing that narrative.
Exactly, it's about pastors pushing that narrative. Because even when God was more grateful about that lady who gave what she had and not those who were giving hundreds and thousands, whatever, is because at that time, Jesus was not some mischievous, weird guy who was using that money for other things or using those resources for other things. Whereas in the world that we're living now, you can't be a Christian and be blind to the fact that there are pastors out there who use your money for whatever what they want to use it for and not for what the church actually needs it for. So now there are people that want to take advantage of desperate people and use that money for whatever hidden agendas that they have and not use it for what they're saying that they're actually using it for. You understand? So yeah, faith all that, faith all this, God all this, God all that. But you're living in the world now where first of all, you know that you need money. And if you're going to give your last 1,000 rand to a church, in the world that you know that there are pastors who are misleading, then you're a fool.
Yeah, that's
you see how powerful
Simple.
that word is.
Yeah.
They can be mentioned by anybody, and people will still believe that.
Which on the faith?
like faith, you know, because the pastor's like, have faith.
They have faith.
Yeah.
Or the
That- that person- will take us,
or the minute you don't want to give anything, your faith is weak.
Your faith
What?
is- you see,
What?
and now
What?
it becomes a guilt thing.
Alright, come
And
on,
now
gang.
you
does,
ask yourself, am I
Alright.
actually growing spiritually? If every time I'm just gonna feel guilty.
Bro, you know what's my pastor says this thing at church that I love a lot. People become Christians and forget how to think. Like a lot of people like, oh, this miracle
right.
working God, I can do all
I
things.
think
People like they become Christians and they forget how to use their brain. They forget that you actually have to, you know, still use this brain that God has blessed you with. You know,
Exactly,
people
yeah.
forget that for some
You
reason.
must still have that. I won't lie. You must still have that predator brain that's like, nah.
It's scavengers
Like,
out
this
here.
is off. There's something
this
off.
is off.
Yeah, facts, bro.
Yeah,
I
you
agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that, bro. 100%.
So that's the issue. And another thing is that, like, because now, even when you go to church and all, the contribution that they're only talking about there, well, I don't know about other church, right? But it's like materialistic things. Why can it not be, you know, let me be a Sunday school teacher. I can contribute to that.
Yeah.
And hopefully God will, like, you know, bless
Enlighten you in
and,
that.
and I'm serving God at that time. And I'm not asking for like blessings, but I know this is what I can contribute. But now it's like materialistic.
Because the church that I go to, they rather prefer you to serve than to actually, like, you know, offer your offerings in the service. So I do agree with you in that, like offering your time, being a youth pastor, volunteering, whatever.
Work
That
something,
for me is also a good thing, because the more time you spend in the house of the Lord also is a benefit for you as well.
Yeah.
Because also, like, I don't know if you guys watched this other Netflix series, né? I think we were actually once chilling and I actually told them to watch it, but I don't know if they did. And it's called Dancing for the Devil on Netflix. You guys should watch it also. And it's a series about these dancers. They were TikTok dancers. They were actually popping off when like TikTok was like popping off at first, right? I don't want to say their names because I don't want to mix up, but like I genuinely forgot their names. But I'm sure some viewers might know the dancers or they might know this.
So you don't want to say the name because you forgot their name.
Yeah, I forgot their names. but if you guys watch the thing, you guys will definitely know the dancers if you go watch that Netflix series. Nah, because when I watched it, I was like, oh yeah, I remember these people. So basically, I'm gonna give like a young summary, right? These people were like dancers, right? And in the midst of them dancing, there was this Asian guy who ran a church in America. He was a pastor, he was whatever. A family of Christians. His wife was the Christian, his kids were Christians, just a Christian man.
Yeah.
But he had a church though. Yeah. While he had a church, he also had a management, a management thing where he manages dancers who come to the church, you know, like a choir at the church, people who dance at the church, people who sing at the church. He like takes care of those people, he manages them, he pays them or whatever, right? So now he used these young dancers on TikTok, who are making money off TikTok, like young desperate people on TikTok. He put them into this management, and then in that same thing, he made them follow Christianity, he made them read the Bible every day. At some stage, years and months down the line, he made them distance them from their family. He made them stay in the church, sleep in the church. You dance for this church. You only dance for me. The money does not go home. The money comes back to the church. You cannot go to your mom. You cannot go to your dad. You cannot go to your sister because they will change your mind about God. God is only in this church. The dancing you do is only for God. Everything was just about God and his church.
Yeah.
God is only in this church.
And because
That's crazy.
Like, you guys should watch it, though, ne?
Yeah, okay.
And then these dancers were like, it's like they were brainwashed in a sense.
Yeah.
They did everything that guy said was right. And when you watch it, as the series goes on, bro, the parents of these dancers, the other siblings, the family members of these dancers were like, our daughter hasn't came home for the past 3 years because she lives in this church dancing for this pastor because that's all he tells her to do. Damn. Like, what? You understand? And it was so hard for like till this day.
It's still happening.
Those people are still in that church till this day.
Damn.
And this thing was happening back in 2019, 2018, 2017. When Musical.ly and them was even still a thing. TikTok was still popping off. Bro, imagine how many years that is. You understand? So that's another thing about these pastors. How they know how to just take Christianity and like change its agenda. And like make it what they wanna make it as. You understand? Yeah, under Christianity. They use this word to control people.
Yeah.
And Christianity is good and all that. But, bro, like, at what cost, bro? Like, at what cost, honestly? At what cost? At the cost of people not seeing their family members anymore. You still want to tell me Christianity is good? Bro, no, bro. Like, I don't think God, when he created whatever he created and created Christianity, he said people can't be with their loved ones. They must just suck it up and die in my church. No, bro. You understand? So it's a thing of like, to those people who still live and are Christians out there, bro, you can't be blind to the fact that there are pastors out there who will mislead you.
Facts.
Who don't even want the best for you. Pastors out there who just use the word Christianity just to get in your head and brainwash you and use you for whatever they want to use you for. So they're like, we can't be blind to that, bro. And anyone who is, you're honestly a fool, bro. End of story, bro. Like, that's it.
Yeah. Because it's
but
thing,
man, after that was a mouthful, nah. They are good pastors, though.
They are good pastors.
But
they are good pastors. They are good pastors.
But that's a good point, though.
But I mean, you can't be blind, bro. Like, come on, bro.
That's the same thing I said as earlier on, bro. Like, people get into this Christian thing and they forget how to think, bro.
They forget. And
that's
why I'm saying, even when you speak of serving, right, it's the same analogy when it comes to serving. To what extent? To a point where, like, what? There's no limit. Now you're forgetting who God actually is.
Yeah.
Because it's what we
even forgetting why you started.
Yeah, you forgetting why you started. Like, bro, like, why aren't you going home, dog? Like, go home.
That's facts.
Like, you're staying in church. Why? Like, is it that bad, bro? Like, you're staying, like, go home. You understand? So it's that point that, like, people must be careful out there that make sure, don't get brainwashed. Know your point. Know what is it that you want to achieve, and know that you're not gonna be the same as other people. What Omolemo thinks, what Welile thinks, and what I think is not the same.
Facts.
But we know what we believe in ourselves will make us stronger. Just because I believe that this is the way of my life doesn't mean Omolemo's gonna go through the same path, right? The only thing we can give each other is guidance and advice. But this thing of people controlling your life, telling you how you must serve. Now you're a fool.
Bro, you are. Bro.
You are a fool.
Because it's
if you are a Christian journey, and all of that, you are a fool.
You
need to know your purpose. You need to understand why you are doing what you are doing. That's the most important thing. Why? You understand? So,
and it's about doing it alone and blocking out the noise.
That's like what Omolemo said, blocking out the noise.
Psalm 23. And how do you get to know Psalm 23? You read your word, bro. If you, bro, that thing that's funny now, pastors will say something you haven't heard before. You're like, wow, I haven't heard this in the Bible. Bro. So it must be right. Bro, you have the Bible as well.
Go look for it.
I'll
give you a personal example.
Bro,
we had a group of friends, and we're like, guys, let's just go to church. And it was very strange because we were like naughty. We're like a bit naughty, like, okay, we're doing Bible studies. They're like, guys, let's go to church. Then we went to a church, and I think I went there like twice.
Damn.
And I'm listening to this pastor, and this pastor is here. You know what I did? Like, I remember there was a time in my life where me and my kids, where I had saved my money to buy myself a car. And came a moment where someone in the church needed help. And that money that I had saved to buy myself, I gave it to that person. And I'm like, you know what? God one day will give me blessings and all. And I'm looking there, and I'm like, okay, like, let's let the pastor cook. He's talking. And now, it only took me 3 months and I got a good miracle. I got a job. And that money that I was saving for 10 years, I managed to accomplish it for 2 years and got my car.
Yeah. And for
After
you,
that, I was
for
like,
you.
I deuces.
Cap.
Bye-bye.
Cap. Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Certain things, no. Like, be professional if you're trying to perceive people. That is not
So
professional.
you feel like
You
you was
understand?
lying.
Yeah. Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way. You standing there, the whole church knows how much you earn. So obviously you want to say such. And it's because of people who are actually desperate and people who want to be like you. They're going to end up doing that. And you're fine, you didn't even do that. But now you have innocent people and people who are desperate and people who want to have a life as comfortable as you are doing that.
Yeah.
You know, as a pastor, like
Yeah,
for me, there's
man.
some things you should just avoid, bro.
Yeah,
like
right.
involving money, involving like in real life situations. Yeah, you can mention them, right? But be careful, bro, because stuff like that, it's dangerous, bro.
Yeah.
It's really,
It's
really
dangerous.
dangerous.
But we won't lie, there are good churches out there.
100%.
Yeah, there are good churches out there. There are good pastors
You need
out
a
there.
good source because I don't think the world itself is the last place you need.
Facts.
as a
Like with
proper
me,
source.
I do go to a physical church, and then during the week I listen to Joe Austin, his church in Texas.
Yeah.
So combination, but I just do that because you get more word of them like in my week, and he is like motivational, so that kind of gets me through studying and all of that. So that's me. But for you, you can stick to one church, do what you have to do, bro. Yeah.
So now that we have spoken about like Christianity and all, it now we need, okay, not to say we need a conclusion, but what is your conclusion? Do you think religion is actually about an individual spiritual being, or is it just there for guidance and order for people to live in harmony?
Yeah, so like a rule or
Like a rule, like set of rules.
For me personally, I think it's like it's like guide, bro. Like I have to, I don't know, bro. Me personally, without Christianity, without Jesus Christ, I don't know who Umalemo is. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be
true.
honest. That's just me
Okay,
personally,
makes
and it's
sense,
different for other people. Reason being is because, bro, I have every reason to be a Thanos and collect girls like Infinity Stones, right?
Yeah.
Go with girls. So I have every reason, right? I could be a menace to society if I wanted to, but it's the fact that I take away my will, my craving, my earthly desires, focus on what the Lord has for me. Because the thing is, in reality, what I think of it, right? How I view it, it kind of looks like the enemy provides something that you want now, quick. But the thing of the Lord providing His will and knowing that His will is for the betterment of you, it's just kind of up to you to decide what type of individual you are. And for me, I chose, of course, the difficult route, you know? That's what it is. For me, it's like it's a spiritual thing. I don't think it's a guide. I mean, I don't think it's a rule. So
For me personally, answering that question, I think like Christianity and like religion as a whole, the whole idea of religion in general is that, like I learned, I won't even say I knew, but like I learned from Speedy in that one episode when we kind of had this conversation before, is that like the world was built to create division in a sense. Yeah? And to some extent, putting religion into it is a way of like creating division amongst people. Yeah. So the fact that there's Christianity, there's Islam, there's Hindu, there's Buddhists and atheists and whatever, in a way, yes, they want us to be like separate. You understand? You must believe in this, you must believe in that. Some type of structure where we all believe in different things. So in a sense, yes, I do believe like, it is kind of put in place to control, that these ones are these believers, but those are those believers. But I do believe that once something has been in works for a very long time, it starts to become spiritual. You really start to feel like a real connection with it. So yes, I think in both ways it does work. The whole idea of religion, that yes, it is for control in a way, just to control the population, to create that division amongst people in the world. But in another light, it is like real. It's not like fake. You understand?
True.
It's there. You understand? We see it work in our lives every day. You understand? In other people's lives every day. And in my life, it has worked. So I know it's real to me.
Facts.
You understand? But yeah, in the aspect of it being a form of control, I do see it as well. But I want to disregard the fact that it's all just control,
But
and it's not real.
it's like control for your betterment, in my
In
opinion.
a way, yeah. And that control
they
is
are-
just to block out the noise, I guess.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. And just to go in that, I think religion, right? People before religion, I think people should be free to choose a religion.
A religion, yeah.
Because it's with that control of how the religion system works that you will be comfortable to uplift yourself spiritually.
Yeah.
I think it's just the best way to say, okay, Christianity and Islam, maybe you'll be like, okay, Christianity, the way Christianity is structured, how things are done, the system there, it will enhance me spiritually. So I still think it's the rules that are placed, and then the spiritual aspect comes into play. You know, because if you go in spiritually into a religion, then it's like, okay, what are you gaining from that religion now? If you're already spiritually inclined, you understand. So it's a matter of understanding, okay, what route do I want to take, and understand what that route has, and then you know very well that, okay, if I take this route, this is what it's going to do to me spiritually.
But like, when you mean spiritually inclined already, from what source? Like you said spiritually inclined already. Like, what source?
No, so the issue that we spoke about in Christianity is that people already think they're going to Christianity already knowing what they want, because they get to disagree and agree. But if you look at Islam, once you go into Islam, there's certain things you can't do, and it's not negotiable. You understand? So my point is, understand what you want to go into, and don't go into it thinking you already know everything.
Open-minded.
Go into it open-minded, understand, and know whether will this religion give you spiritually, like, you know, positive,
fill in the hole that you've been longing for. No, I do agree with that. I do agree with that a lot, specifically in terms of when you find the religion, for example, Christianity, knowing that, okay, I've made the decision with Christianity, I'm gonna make the decision to cut off everything else. In terms of every earthly source, every other source that brings me, like, even my culture, my tradition, depending on the individual you are, right? True. For me, it is to a certain extent, I do cut it off. You know, that God is my source. I go to God, I go to Jesus first. Don't go to anything else, right? And for some people, they have to be open to that, because some people are still Christians, but they still attend or go to sangomas. They still have other resources. And for me, it's like, you know, you need to...
Hey, well, that one is a different topic.
That one is a different topic.
That one, because I don't think...
And actually, we actually spoke about it.
We spoke about it.
With
because
but like, we didn't go
because people who go to sangomas doesn't mean that they are not Christians.
True, but then...
the thing is that we don't know the context behind it.
You also don't know the context where they go.
So,
But then is God your only source then? He's not, because you're still going through another person.
That was episode...
I know the season 2.
Season 2, episode 6.
Yeah. I mean, and look, I don't mean to offend anyone. That's just my belief as well.
Remember that right now, it's
you
not
guys
just,
should go
now it's
check it
not
out,
just
though.
religion. Now it's all about like Africa
Tradition,
now. Like, we're speaking in Africa, like as black people, with white people now.
Okay, let's not forget, because also South African roots as well have, like, you know, some sketchy things going on.
South African what? Like,
not South African, like an African tradition.
Everywhere. Like, dog, like, it's sketchy everywhere. Everywhere you go,
right? Everywhere in the world is sketchy.
Like, everywhere in the world is sketchy, right? Yeah. But it's just a matter. There are ways in which people do their things. Yeah. And we cannot say they are wrong for it if they understand it.
Facts. That's why I said you're not necessarily wrong. Yeah. I acknowledge you. I just believe.
Yeah, you just
believe. At the end of the day, it's a solo journey.
Yeah.
And when you look at it at a more wider scope, it's like, hey, so many solo journeys. Like, hey, what are these people following?
But it's like, you get to a point like,
all I'm gonna say, I don't know. I don't know the verse, but I do know that God is a jealous God in terms of He just wants to be the main source.
Yeah, I understand that.
And I know there's a lot of people that believe that, hey,
the thing is,
and
the thing is, you must understand why people go to sangomas. If you can understand that, then it's better for you to create a conclusion.
And that's
because if you don't understand it, it's not easy for you to say that they are wrong.
That's why.
Yeah, because they still believe that God is. They're going to sangomas for whatever reason they go. Some of them they want to lawyer. It's wrong, but some of them they know it's okay. I will pray to God. And I'll go to God and pray and say, okay, listen, this is where I'm going. Please guide me. This is what I need from this and this. Sometimes it's just traditional things. It's not really religious. It's just for traditional stuff like herbs or whatever.
I do agree in terms of if you're sick, then you do go to a doctor, because then it's unrealistic for you to expect that naturally you wake up in the morning and God will heal you. Yeah. But then to answer your second question or your main point, if, as you mentioned, they'll still consult and go to Sangoma, for me, it's who is your source then?
No, the thing that's what you must... you need to understand why they're going to the Sangoma
4.
Right.
Yeah.
4. So
Healing.
We're not saying that they're going to the Sangoma to go worship the Sangoma.
Yeah, they're not going to the
whatever.
Sangoma.
It's not for that.
Yeah, 100%.
So you will go to a medical doctor.
Yeah.
I will go to a Sangoma. But we're still Christians believing in God. Yeah, we're just seeking healing. It's just that you have a certain way. You'll go, if you are struggling like mentally or whatever, you'll go to a therapist. Yeah. And they will help you out. And then I know, good, I can go here.
Yeah, that point, that context, I agree.
Those are I
think you arguing the fact like consulting is in a sense like how is my life going?
Guidance. Yeah, how's my life going? Guidance. Am I making the right moves? Spiritually, I don't feel okay. That's the role of God. That's, if you get what I'm trying to say. I do understand and I do agree, and I'm enjoying the fact that I'm learning something new. I just also think that maybe I could incorporate it once, like, I lose family members. But that bridge that you're mentioning, I personally believe that's Jesus. But as I'm saying, I'm young.
Because in a way, it also...
yes, people think it's ancestors, and that's fine. I'm still young. I haven't lost anyone close to me. And perhaps when I do, one day I'll see it like that. Yeah. But now at the moment, I do think that Jesus is the one that will link me to that or provide...
Jesus is that bridge.
Because Jesus was on earth, he suffered too. Suffered something that I can't imagine.
He's like an ancestor for all of us.
Exactly. A brother that sticks closer than a friend.
Yeah.
Matthew. So hey, bro.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Is like, yeah, it makes it very interesting. It's just to acknowledge.
Yeah.
Right. And maybe the Bible says we should. I don't know. Quote me. Let me know if I'm wrong. It says our ancestors are demons or something.
I'm not gonna lie, I can't agree with that.
I
don't know.
Some people believe that, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
But that doesn't mean you're not a Christian, because you still go to church and all of that. Because sometimes even if there's work that you have to do, you have to go consult. If you getting married, you have to go consult and say, listen, this is who I'm introducing into the family.
Yeah.
And can you please watch over them?
Yeah. Because
sometimes you'll find, go say, hi man, your ancestors are like, who's this person you're staying with?
Yeah.
So you must let your ancestors know, this is Litabo, my wife, whatever the case is. Ne?
Yeah.
And
then he's hinting to us, guys. Yeah. He's hinting to us.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
No. Move on.
I made a mistake. Okay,
that's why I was like, yeah.
Okay, it's fine, bro.
It's fine. Nah. How do they measure if the ancestors have improved? So they just say something didn't go well along the roads. They didn't approve.
In Zulu culture, when they do, I think in Beleko, where like when they introduce the children to the ancestors, right? You guys, you go his pan, ne? So what they'll do, everybody, like for argument's sake, me and my sister, right? If they'll do a Mbeleko for us, there will be 2 goats that are gonna be sacrificed, and those goats is a symbol of actually how I'm reacting. So if the goat is up and down and all of that, we know very well that I am not at peace of what we are going to do. But if the goat is calm and all, then the ancestors know that, okay, spiritually, they said he's at peace in doing this work.
Yeah, you know, it's so tricky. Oh my, I don't want to go on for too long, but it's so tricky for me because, as Manoko said, it contradicts Christianity in a way of, if you be relying on the goat to tell you that, right? But us as Christians, we refer to ourselves as sheeps. So it's like so...
That's what I'm saying. It's an African thing.
Yeah, it is an African thing.
Yeah, it's an African thing.
And it's very difficult, bro. But look, for me, personal conclusion, I don't look at it as a thing of, you're cooked, you're going to hell. No, I don't look at it like that, bro. Love of God is there. You accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. And for those who don't, we coexist.
Yeah,
true. So for me to start a church, start a whole movement and say, if you believe in A, B, and C, you're wrong. Where do I get the ownership? Where do I get the right to do so? So that's just my beliefs. You have different beliefs. Respect that. Harmony, humanity. We need to put that more into this evil world that we live in. But that's just from me.
Now, for me,
your thoughts on it? I haven't actually heard your thoughts.
My thoughts on this whole thing. I've said them. Go watch episode 6 if you want to hear my thoughts. But for me, in conclusion, with everything we've said, because we've said a lot, bro, and it's like, it can get, for someone who's come this far, we appreciate you. But you may also have heard so much and now you're just confused. And also us, bro, I don't gotta figure it out. You know how they say, the more you know, the more you actually don't know. And that's like such a true thing.
Yeah.
And you might be saying, you're just like, now I'm confused with this and that and that. But bro, most importantly, it's a solo journey. And you're doing it by yourself, bro.
Facts.
So that's the most important thing to remember. We've said a lot of things we believe in and don't believe in. but it's your solo journey. And as long as you think you're taking the necessary steps and you're moving in the correct way, then who's to tell you that you aren't? You understand? So, yeah.
I mean,
that's my conclusion, bro.
Yeah, because for me, I would be lying to you if I said that I didn't have family members or other members that I know, friends that I personally think they're not following Christianity the way, like to T. But also the thing of, it's difficult. You don't want to affect the relationship. You don't want to, involve yourself too much. I know what I believe. The Bible's my source. And if you don't, it's fair play, bro. But as Willie said, bro, it's a solo journey. If you want to help, say what you got to say, bro. But don't end up, for me personally, I know I'm yapping, I'm sorry. But I just don't want to make it a thing of, because like, bro, one of the best things for me for Christianity is the community. And now that I've noticed as I age is that even within that community, there is diversity. And for me, one thing that just carries it is just love your neighbor as much as you love yourself. Just to get rid of all of that diversity, because you're going to go crazy, bro, going back and forth. So that's just it for me, bro.
Yeah, for me, it's the same thing, because I know Christian way and all, but I really want to be African. I really want to know my roots well. Yeah. So that I cannot neglect.
Stay in tune for the South African episode.
So we might have that, but that's what it is for me.
Yeah.
I want to hear about, the South African
and we appreciate you guys for watching and coming this far. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to go watch all the other episodes before this, because I swear to God, this is not the first time we're actually spitting, bro. And y'all just been sleeping on us. Boys Aloud to the world, Boys Aloud to your face, Boys Aloud on your TV, Boys Aloud, what I'm saying, everywhere. So yeah, thank you for coming this far.
And the merch.
Don't forget to get your merch. Polisha. He has it on. Today we don't have the Boys Aloud on, but
next episode we'll have.
It's cold.
And when you guys see the ads, do me a favor.
It's cold, and ads and everything.
When you watch it for the ads, don't do me a favor.
Don't skip the ads, guys.
Don't skip the ads.
Watch the ads, guys.
Give out like 30 seconds,
just watch the ads,
guys.
I know there's those 90-minute ones. Watch it, gang. Come on.
We're trying to make it out the hood.
Yeah, we're just trying to make it out the hood. You know what I'm saying, man? Appreciate you guys, and thank you.